Okay, so, um, for those of you who don't know what this is, um, there is a patch out there for Super Metroid for the bsnes-hd emulator. And what it essentially does is allows you to play your Super Metroid vanilla game in full 16 by 9 like aspect ratio, and it displays everything. It's basically, they call it HD, I guess. Um, so we're just gonna let this intro crawl play. I know it looks a little bit broken. Um, what I decided to try was to try patching the. I'm gonna turn the game sound down a little bit more. We don't really need this sound at all. Um, I decided to try patching it on top of my hacks, and it actually worked pretty well. So I'm like, hey, why don't we stream it? Because I think more people should be paying attention to this. The patch was made by a guy named Osesi, or hopefully I'm saying his name right, to make Super Metroid work with this bsnes HD emulator. So full credit to him. I literally just patched it on top of my hack, and I was like, this is really cool. Because basically, it seems like most hacks that don't have too much custom code will work with this. Just straight up. It's like a multi-thread kind of thing, I guess. Like if your hack has too much custom code, it's probably going to break. It's probably going to need a custom HD patch. But Assessi said he's going to be releasing the code for this, which is really cool. So we'll be able to customize it for our own hacks if need be. So here is my first hack, Metroid Operation Save Thanksgiving in HD. And by HD, obviously you can see now, we mean you can see all the way like in a 16 by 9 aspect ratio to the left and right, and it looks so cool. You can just see so much more. Obviously right away you can already see some of the glitchy effects, like the ship, the sprite doesn't get cleared away until I go far enough away from it. That's actually one of the only like major problems with it. The other problem, it seems like, is the effects, the FX, like the actual FX layer. It kind of gets cut off at the edges of the screen. It's not as noticeable in my other hack, but we'll get there when we get there. But I just figured we could do a little playthrough of this, kind of go through. The secret kind of gets given away, yeah, by the 16 by 9. But it just is so cool that we can have this now, and I hope that develop on this continues. But this hack was entered in the fall 2017 hack contest for Metroid Construction. It was my first hack. This was made. I showed up at MetConst in like August of 2017 or something like that. So this is not the contest version though. This is a slightly later version. Mostly the second area was changed, and I also added respin. So people who played that originally might notice that it didn't have this. But yeah, this room looks really nice. Also, the original version of this hack had vanilla rooms. So what I did in the main site re-release was I literally just reskinned them. So this room might look a tad bit familiar. Also, you can see out of bounds there, which is very funny. But to people who have played Super Metroid and know what the Morph Ball room looks like, this might look a tad familiar. And it looked even more tads familiar in the original version, but now it's got a different tile set at least. But the level design is exactly the same. So sorry about that. Just wanted to check something. So yeah, it's kind of fun for me to just to see this hack now. Because I obviously have improved a lot since I made this. It's actually not too bad for a first hack, if I dare say. But it's definitely not like the coolest hack ever made. It's got a very limited number of rooms actually. And especially in the first area, you can, or in both areas really, you notice that like, or you might notice anyway, that you end up going back and forth between the same rooms a lot. And that's kind of just because like I didn't have time to tile a lot of rooms. I was still not great at it, trying to figure everything out. Here we get bombs. I really love how I made this tile set work, though. I am really happy with my tile work in this, like, rusty tile set. So, that is one thing I was very glad about. So this, here we go, we have the secret that got completely given away. Normally you wouldn't be able to see past this wall. It's fun. It's fun to just see what happens here. This secret also gets kind of given away. It was already hinted at pretty strongly. But we can see over there where we're not really supposed to be able to see. But, I mean, yeah, this is just, I can't really gush enough about how great this looks. I'm so glad that we have this bsnes HD beta emulator. That's what I'm using right now. I'm using bsnes HD beta 10. And it's a really cool thing that we have. And hello, German. This is the WR run of Spooky Mission. But yeah, it's super cool that we can just have this emulator and that there's a patch for SM already that works so well. MST, you'll see once we go into some wider rooms how this looks in HD. Because right now it just looks exactly the same. But very cool. Just kind of like was like, I wonder if this works on this hack, and it does. Yes. So I actually made Bomb Torizo invulnerable to missiles in the 1.1 version. I don't think he was in the original. I am not sure. It's been a minute. Yeah, so this is a nicer looking room over here where we can showcase it a little bit better. Just you can just see so much. But the great thing about this is that it feels so natural. Like, it doesn't really feel that out of place most of the time. That you can just see so much farther. Like, I don't know. I don't really think it's... Some people might think it's bad because it's not authentic or whatever, but I don't know. I like this quite a bit. This could be MST. We definitely have a lot of hacks that we can use in the future Olympics, for sure. This one is very vanilla, but it could be a good contender, for sure. This is some professional gameplay we got here. So one of the things that was kind of funny about this room is that when I originally was making this hack for the contest, I didn't have time. I originally planned to put a room up here, but I literally just didn't have time, so like this was just a dead end with nothing in it. And people were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I have no idea." What is this? That's a feature. This is another room that looks really good. We have the Gamer train right here. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the FX in this. I don't know if I set this up wrong somehow, but it's very obvious that, like, you can still see where the original screen ended because there's, like, discoloration on the edges of the screen. Also, one thing that this patch changes is it makes you spawn a lot farther away from doors. So, like, I always notice that I spawn really far away from every door. Farther, I'm 90% sure that the original wasn't like this. Like, for if you try to run through this door right here that I'm running through right now as I'm speaking, I like end up falling down that slope because I spawned too far away. There's a lot of little places like that where that kind of messes up. Ban for bad tiling. And the music breaks because the way I shortened these message boxes but didn't slow the music was bad. MST, I'm gonna ban you. How about that? I have the authority. This is one of the other really good looking rooms. And there is an item over here. So if you want to get 100%, you gotta go all the way up to the top of the landing site. Because I'm nice like that in my hack design. That's, yeah. There's also an item up here that we can grab. I'm not sure I remember exactly where every item is. But I think I've got all of them so far. Except for, obviously, the ones I can't obtain yet, which is, there's 2 of them. 2 or 3 so far, actually, that I've passed already. Probably should have shown those off. So this is another room that was vanilla in the original game. And so I just did a new tile set. And it turned out pretty nice, actually. But didn't change the level design at all in the re-release, just made it graphically different, which, I don't know. It's better than nothing. Same here. This was just originally vanilla pre-crate room, but with a different palette. This is completely vanilla. Just wanted to show that. You know, contests. Don't have enough time. And that's my excuse anyway. So if you want free missiles, all you have to do is stand up here. Because it's possible to get soft locked in here if you run out of missiles. So what I did was I made it so that if you stand here, you get more missiles, which is it's a very weird solution to the problem. But I don't know, it's a thing. So fighting Kraid, where you can actually see, like, you can see him from far away now. I actually like this a lot. Kraid is like one of the biggest things that was improved by this patch, I would say. Both literally and figuratively, I guess. But I think I like Kraid a lot when you can actually see him. Also, this hack gives you tons of missiles. You get like 10 missiles for every pickup. It's a lot. So this is another bit that was changed, this progression. In the original release, this was actually super missiles, I think. And you didn't get Varia until like the very end. But I made it, because basically you need super missiles now to get to the end boss. Because what used to happen is people would just run straight to the end boss, because when I first made this, I didn't know how good people were at sequence breaking. Turns out it's really easy. It was really easy in the original release to sequence break. Here's another sequence break you can do. Is you can get this item up here. Also, this is like the best looking area in the hack. The other area is kind of pale in comparison to this. Especially in widescreen. This is like, yeah. This widescreen patch is so good. Kind of just makes it feel more fresh, I guess, when you're exploring again. But this is like, just this widescreen is like screenshot worthy, just because you can see so much. You get so many good screenshots with this. Just wait till the next one I play comes up. Get the view of the Earth. That is good. Can really see the whole thing. You can't even always see the whole Earth in full size in the regular resolution that the SNES displays. But oh yeah, so there's also an item down here. So what this tile set is, this is Black Falcon's Arboretum tile set, but it's all repaleted, so you can't tell as much. And this was definitely the area I put the most time into, graphically speaking. And I do think it shows. Like, I remember thinking that it was crazy how long I was spending on this area when I was making it. Because I was, well, first of all, it was my first hack, and I was worried I wouldn't have enough time. And I was just like, man, this just feels like a slog all of a sudden. I don't know why, but I barely even, like, registered that I was making better looking rooms during that process, and that was the reason why. But it's true. The first area's rooms don't look the best. They're passable though. It's not like half-hacked CRE tiles everywhere. So now we have power bombs. We have access. We have to come all the way back. You'll notice there is quite a bit of like back and forth in this hack sometimes, but I think if this were to be part of the Olympics, I almost wonder if the original release would be better. One thing I do like about this is now that it's a power bomb door, like this gets revealed as well if you didn't see it, which, come on, everyone's gonna see that, but you know, it would be cool if it was like hidden and then it just got revealed by the door. So this is high jump room, and there's also a hidden power bomb right there. Or this is pre-high jump room. This is high jump room. Alright. So yeah, I almost wonder if we were to do this for the Olympics, if it would be better to do the contest version, maybe? Because you can just go straight to the end? I'm not sure. That would... Maybe not. Maybe it... I mean, either way, it doesn't matter too much, because like everyone who's racing has to do the same thing, so... It's like... You know. But I feel like, I don't know. I am biased, but I would recommend the Blue Plague over this for the Olympics. But it's not a huge margin, actually. When I replay this, it actually holds up pretty well. I mean, you can definitely tell I learned a lot in the Blue Plague when I was making it. It just, for me, it feels more sleek, modernized, and it's got some really cool ideas. Got a couple really cool ideas that I was happy with. Compared to this, it's more like... This hack was more like just a hack to make a hack. And the only real fall themes part of it... Well, this area was... It does... I don't know. This area feels like fall to me. With the leaves kind of looking things falling down. But the other hack was more tied together, I guess. I don't know. It's subjective. It's not too big of a difference either way. But yeah, these wide rooms like this are really improved by this HD patch for sure. So now that I have supers, I could go to the right, which is what leads to the final boss. There's an item up here though that I want to grab. Extra super. You don't really need supers in this hack like at all. They're more like a key, because the boss is not a boss that you really want to use supers on. In case you haven't played this before, you should. You should actually play these hacks. Of course, is what I would say as the author, but you know. Yeah. So now we have most items. I could go back to the first area and get the extra items, but it's not really... I'm not really feeling it right now. I'm not really feeling it. Okay. So X-ray is in this hack for some reason. So that's a thing. But we're not going to grab it because it's trash. There was actually someone who found a crash with X-ray. But in this version, that is fixed. So yeah, originally, Variasuit was in this room. You just got it like right before the final boss. One thing that would be good about this hack for the Olympics is that it's really short. Which is nice. Because they don't all have to be super long, I would say, honestly. They shouldn't all be. It's good to have a mix, so yeah, I could definitely see that aspect of it too. You could probably beat this hack in like 15 minutes, maybe less. Good lord, this music is quite loud for me. Hopefully it's not loud for you guys. If any of the audio balancing or anything like that is bad, feel free to let me know. if you're watching this live. I might upload this to YouTube later, just for a showcase. So, oh, I forgot to even mention this hack's amazing final boss. This is obviously Fantoon Resprite called Fan Turkey, and it was drawn by Macad00, and it is phenomenal. I was very glad that he let me use this in this hack. It's definitely a good feature. We are cooking the turkey as we speak. I also have to actually be careful not to take too much damage, because these fireballs do quite a bit. But it's not too hard. I would even say this is an easy fight overall. But I'm not one to make super hard hacks, really. For the most part. I enjoy, like, everyone being able to play them. That's kind of one of my goals. Like, I want to have areas that are challenging, too. Because a game without challenge isn't really that fun. But I don't know. I'm not like a Super Metroid impossible redesigned kind of person. As much as that hack is critically acclaimed. But one of my goals is kind of just to make the hard areas optional, which I'm not always the best at actually doing. Sometimes I just don't put those in. But it's a goal. I didn't say I succeeded in that goal. But the turkey is cooked, and so now we have an escape sequence. After the turkey is cooked, the oven is overheated, I guess. So we must get out of the... I don't know. I didn't think too hard about this story. It's just a thing. It's meant to be kind of funny, honestly. Just not taking itself too seriously. So there used to be an invisible wall over here. That got removed, thankfully. It was right here. It's gone now. This is not the right way to take in the escape, but if you went the wrong way in the original version during the escape, there would be an invisible wall. And that's dumb, so it's gone. I think the original reason it was in was, well, it was kind of an accident, I remember, but there was a scrolling bug that would happen if you went past it, so I left it in. Also, this door literally just skips past Kraid's room because I didn't know how to I didn't know how to make it not glitch the timer out, so that's pretty entertaining. A lot of people don't notice that, actually. Ah, crap. Okay. We're gonna try to shine spark through here. This is going well. Now I have to shine spark through here, I'll probably die. There we go. That should be good. Maybe. Okay, we're not good. We're not good. I got high jump, so I have a chance to make it still. Oh yeah, we should be okay. Okay, that's time. Wow. That was close. Yeah, so if you're running this for the Olympics, don't try to shine spark right there. Or actually, you could charge a spark and then walk out of the room and then do it. This looks interesting with the HD patch. Still looks pretty good, actually. Yeah, so we're going to be doing one more hack after this. But thanks again. Shoutouts to Sessi for making this Super Metroid patch. I hope that he will be able to release the code, and once he's finished, of course. He's not actually finished. This is like version 0.2, but I just slapped it on top of my hack, and it happened to not overwrite anything. So that's fun. But obviously, hopefully, we'll have the actual code, so we won't have to even take that risk. The credits are definitely a little bit whack in this. I'm not sure if that's my hack or not. I haven't actually played the vanilla game in HD yet, but it looks phenomenal. Yeah, I'm just kind of would like to bring more attention to this because I think it's like a pretty big deal. Like, I don't know. I think that a lot of people should try to make their hacks have this as an option. Like, if you're making a hack in 2019, maybe you should try to accommodate for this, and you could include a patch in the release. Also, this hack has edited credits, and edited credits are a giant pain in the hind end. But it does look nice. Well, it did look nice when you couldn't see past the edge of the screen. Now it looks terrible. But my next hack actually doesn't have edited credits, because edited credits, the Smile RF credits editor is really difficult. Maybe it's been fixed by now, but anyway, that concludes Operation Save Thanksgiving, which is my first hack. It has a really bad name, by the way. I'm well aware. Let's just see what our completion stats are. .2. Yes, I did fix the ending percent in this. That's another thing I did better in this hack than in my Blue Plague hack.